Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to show you yet another way to use Royalty Gems to exploit it to the best and maximum capacity. I have been experimenting with several different apps on my Android device, and these devices are set up to locate beacons within a certain range. They don't go very far, but that's okay. We're going to use these to show you how to use these when you go to the fair, when you go to places that are going to be really crowded, and nothing, of course, can replace a watchful eye, but if you have these devices and more than one person that has this device and you can work together, you can really make some quick action of things. And then, of course, if worse comes to worse, you can see directional on some of these apps and then coordinate that with whatever cameras are in use. So this is a great tool, and we're going to get right into this today. So when you travel with children, what is your worst absolute fear? It really goes without saying, correct? We all know what this is. This is Halle Berry's movie that she came out with in 2016. And it is about a kidnapping. And of course, this is the worst case scenario. I'm not sure if you can hear what's going on, but I'm pretty sure you can figure out what's going on in this very instant. Just like that, in just 1 second, all over. So what do you do when this happens? Of course, the first thing you want to do is alert the local LEO. But there is now also something that Royalty Gems offers. If you're already using this for marketing, if you've never heard of it before, we'll go over at the end some of the price points, but I just want you to see the value in this beyond marketing. This can help so many people stay on top of situations, especially when you have more than one child. So the beacon location apps that I am going to review today are going to be Beacon Scanner and BLE Scanner. You can find these by looking at the photos, the little icons right here. You can find these in your Play Store, and it will give you a little bit of information about them. I put all of my beacon tools on one page, as you can see, and then we'll get into this one just a little bit later. I have a little bit of information about this. This is my local beacons for my proximity marketing. This is compatible with Estimode, and then of course my nearby app, which is just something I put on my home page that comes with my phone so that I can see and make sure my notifications are broadcasting. So the Beacon Scanner, once you open the app, after you download, of course, you want to go ahead and click Scan. Once you click Scan, immediately you will see an interface like this. It will show the power of the beacons, how many decibels they are putting out, and decibels are an increment of sound wave, energy wave that are being put out. So as you can see, they do vary, but these numbers also do fluctuate. So after you hit the scan button, what you want to do is do a trial and error off and on button test so you can see which beacon this number right here coordinates with, and then you can just maybe take the last 4 numbers, letter number combination, and then write it on the corresponding beacon. And you can even color code them if you want to. So after you've identified and set these beacons up, you want to hit the particular one. So in this case, let's just say we clicked on the first one. It will give you a menu like this where you can go into the beacon itself and program actions and behaviors of what will happen to this beacon when it comes into range, when it leaves range, and I forget the other, but we'll see that. And these changes can be done, and as you can see, you can even enable or disable these actions. But in this case, you want to go ahead and enable the action so that we can manipulate how this beacon behaves in coordination with our phones. Again, if this is a mom and dad type thing, both of you want to have this on your phone. Okay? So click action. Once you click action, you will see this menu pop up. So the first thing, of course, you want to do is enable it. This will tell you the beacon that you are working with, and of course you want to have that beacon on hand so you can make sure it is continuously broadcasting. You can change the names. There are certain little things you can do, change different names, so that way it will be easier to identify. The next thing you want to do is go into the event menu. You can go enter the region. You click that if you want to set up an action, enter the region, then you would go to action, and then it will ask you what do you want it to do, and then so you set that up, and then what type of notification you want it to give you. So with that one, let me just make sure I am giving you all of the options that come with that, because there are 3 selections on this particular menu, and again you can see the first 2, and it is enter the region, leave the region. Okay, so when the device enters the region, you can set up an action for that. When the device comes near you, it will make whatever sound you choose for it to do. It can ding dong, do drops, future. You go through and add what you want to add. If it leaves the region, that is really probably the number one you want to pay attention to. So make sure you remember what sound you have coordinated to the action. So if you have a ding dong for the leaving, if you hear that ding dong, then you know there is a problem, especially if you have secured the device to where it's not going to be something that's just going to fall off somewhere. And we'll talk about that a little bit later as far as my personal recommendations on how you set that portion up. And then the third one that is not shown here, it's going to be beacon near you. So you can also set it up whenever the beacon is near you, and you can actually do all 3 actions. You can go back in and program all 3 actions. And so if you look right here, you can have several actions set up to one beacon, and right here is where you can throw them in the trash or trash them and then set them up all over again. Say you want to change them all to one coordinating sound. If you have 3 children, you want all the entering regions to be one way, all of the leaving regions to be one way, and then all of the beacons near you to be one way. Now, this one has, in my opinion, even though the graphics aren't that great, I've seen some that had a great potential, but they did not go with the royalty gems. And of course, since the royalty gems have so many more features, we want to consider sticking with the royalty gems as far as the trackers, because they offer so much more value. This is just one added thing, other than, so if you check out some of the other videos that I have, you can see the many other uses for the gems. So this one right here to me is a huge one with all the fairs coming up. This is fair season, so this is something that you can add to your travel budget when you get ready to go. And if you travel all the time, you definitely want to. And you can also loan these out to friends and family as well and help them set them up, or they can also come and look at this video, share this video with them, and we can, walk them through with this video. So I did a small test and I scattered the beacons around the house, and they were scattered around the radar. It's not very accurate, but it can give you a generic directional, which is pretty good. And what it does, it goes out about 15 meters. So that's probably about the amount of time that you would notice something going awry. And of course, once it leaves this area, you would immediately get that ping, and then you will know to begin to act quickly, because time, if something happens in the worst case scenario, time is going to be of the essence. So yeah, so, and I misspelled did, but that's okay. Okay, so the next one was the BLE scanner. This one was actually so-so. Now the beacon scanner, I give that about a 4.5 out of 5 as far as functionality and versatility. I just didn't care for the graphics too much, but I could do away with the graphics for the functionality that it gives. The BLE scanner, it did make me pay for the peripherals for the scanning options, so you can kind of see where, well, you can see positioning of the beacons. You can't really see where they are, and I paid the $149 just to test it out, and it's a one-time fee. It's not a subscription, so I went ahead and paid it just so I could give an accurate review. So this one, I was very impressed with the interface. It gives you the name of the beacons, it gives you a coordinating number, and of course you still want to do the off and on test so you can see which color coordinates with which beacon. So you don't really have to pay attention to the numbers per se. You can actually go with the colors, which I thought was really neat. You have a huge interface with large letters. Never hit connect. You don't really want to connect, because you may end up deprovisioning your beacons and disconnecting from the functionality of what Royalty provides. So we don't want to do any connecting or provisioning or anything like that, because we want to make sure we still have all of the other functionalities. We just want to use this as a tracker. Again, I love the colors, and it seems to me like the colors will be easy to memorize. And so what I did was I took my beacons and I took some markers, and I put a little circle dot with the color coordinating on each marker. Now mind you, I don't believe that they will come up the same colors every time. So you know, just be aware that the colors can change. So you could just go with the numbers and the color. So that's completely up to you. Now, there's no need to connect any of the devices to the beacon, so be careful, because you don't want to decommission your device, as I stated earlier. And to see this interface, you do have to pay the $149, and I'm thinking like, okay, so if you have to pay for something, it's going to be a little bit more sophisticated. Turns out that's not technically the case. It's not omnidirectional, but it does give you an indication of something that's immediately in your range, something that's pretty near, and then going out there, but it doesn't give a real measurement. So I would imagine that the ones that are reading a little bit higher as far as the decibel output, they would probably read a little bit stronger and a little bit far, you know, a little bit longer the further out you get. And I'm pretty sure this white space is dead space, so you wouldn't be able to see anything out there. Now these do move in a little bit of a delay, so I can't really vouch for the interface and say that it's real time, but it will definitely give you a great idea. So if these devices, once again, are secured in such a manner that you know that it probably wouldn't be upon happenstance that the beacon is just somewhere in the trash by itself, or, you know, disconnected from a shoe or something like that. If it's very well placed, then you would know that the beacon is probably still with the child or the object. Say you just want to put it in your purse. You have your phone, you set your purse down, it got separated. It doesn't have to be for a child or a book bag, anything like that. So students can actually use these for their book bags. You set it down on campus. Maybe someone went and hid around the corner of a building and they're rifling through it. You may be able to catch the person, but just be careful when you apprehend someone that's doing a crime, because when they get scared, they don't want to get caught. They can do anything. So just keep in mind, this can be used for several things. Honorable mention, I wanted to mention the beacon hunt, because Royalty Elite, especially the Elite crew, we have a geofencing technology, and we also have a more well-rounded program that we offer with geofencing and proximity marketing. So if you want to know more about that and how to get involved with that, join me with the Royalty Elite team, and we can get you some great prices and more income streams with our geofencing interface, and it is phenomenal and a great opportunity to manage the campaigns of several businesses while you pay a nominal monthly fee. If the people want to manage the campaigns themselves, so be it. You can actually pass that charge on to them. There's several options, but again, this is a great opportunity. So the reason why I mention this is because our geofencing also has another beacon that is made for 30 yards radius, and it's for mostly in-store applications or brick and mortar applications. However, if you wanted to use the Estimote beacon for this same interface as far as lost and found, they are a little bit bigger, but they are still small enough to be portable. And so this one actually has a beacon Easter egg hunt. So it will tell you as you are looking around in near real time, once again, when you are close to the beacon. Again, these are just a little bit bigger. I love them because they look like colorful rocks or gems, or crystals. So you have the gems, and then you have the Estimotes that look like crystals. So it's just amazing. And this one is set up where several people can play it. You can invite them via a pin code that you make up. You give everybody the pin code. So if you're looking for a certain object and you know that your Estimote beacon is with it, or again with a child, if you're using the Estimote beacon, which we also sell those within the Royalty Elite gem crew, or the proximity marketing crew, and you want to join us so you can have access to so much more, then come on in. I will give you my contact information in the description. I would love to have you on my team. Royalty Elite is the place to be, and we are dominating. My upline is actually making about $11,000 a month on royalty gems, and that's not including the other streams of income with the Estimote and the proximity marketing that you can make. I've just got started, but I am still bringing in a nice little supplemental income of about $120, and I'm very happy with that. And as the team grows, that will also grow as well. So grow with me, and we can do this together. So again, this is just an honorable mention that I wanted to say. In closing, once again, no technology will ever replace a watchful eye. So do not ever depend on technology to be first and foremost when it comes to securing the safety of your children or even your items or belongings. This technology can assist, but it can never guarantee any safety of a child or belongings. I do recommend the royalty gems to be sewn into a pocket on a not visible place, and maybe a pants lining or inside of a pocket sewn in, and maybe use some Velcro. You crafty moms can probably come up with something really clever, but you don't want it to be obvious, like sticking out like a sore thumb, so that way, if something were to happen or the child was to be apprehended or abducted, they can see the device and throw it in the trash. You want it to be hidden, and when the child knows they have something like that that can help them, it will probably help them stay a little bit more calmer and collective in the situation, thereby enhancing their safety a little bit more with less panic. So before you go on these events, and if you're going to equip your child with the device, explain what the device is for and explain your plan of action. If worse comes to worse, you always want to have a plan of action. And one plan you want to have is for the child to, a lot of instances say, for the child to scream and make a lot of noise. Yes, they definitely want to do that when it first happens, or before they actually get, before the encounter really takes off and maybe to deter. But if they are already in the realm of the captor, sometimes screaming is not always a great idea, and it's the child is probably going to be under threat of some sort. So teach your child the right time to apply different emotional behaviors in these instances. It's always about preparing your child and you being prepared too. But again, it goes without saying, no technology will ever replace the watchful eye of a parent. But things do happen. We understand that. And we can also show the police, and even give the police your phone to show them what's going on and how you are using this beacon, so that way they can coordinate the location with maybe cameras or sky cams that may be in the area that can kind of hone in on what's going on. If you like the information that you heard today and you are interested and fascinated with Royalty Gems, and you want to see all the other applications that Royalty Gem entails, please comment below. I will definitely get back with you. My phone number is right here. It will also be included in the description below, 706-438-2148, or email me at buildloyaltywithroyalty. Send me a message on YouTube and I will also get back with you. Join Team Elite and you will not forget it. If you are just looking for a way to enhance your brand or your business reach, we can definitely help you with that. If you are looking for supplemental income and you want to help other businesses and brands expand their reach and enhance their business by basically deploying a 40-character message and a web link to all nearby cell phones that are within range, you know, you definitely want to get more information and come on in with the team. We welcome you with open arms, and there's so many opportunities for you to explore. Again, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and explore what Royalty Gem is all about, and we would love to take care of you. My name is LaShawn Smith. Once again, forgive me, I'm a little stopped up today, but I just had to get these videos out. More to come, more to share, as Royalty Gem just begins to open up so many opportunities to help people. And with price points that you can afford, one Royalty Gem is $25 a month. You can get 3 for $49 and 8 for $99. So if you have a lot of children and you have a business, you can use some for your children, some for your business. And actually, the ones that your children have on them, they don't have to identify your children. They can actually still broadcast the business message. What you want to do is just use the gem with this particular interface to use it as a tracking, and you can do that with the two apps that I have reviewed. I'm pretty sure there's more out there. These are the best two that I have found. There were a couple of other ones, but they weren't quite compatible. They would scan them, but that's about all they would do, and you know, some numbers would jump up and down. But I needed a little bit more of an interface, and I found the Beacon scanner was the best, and then the BLE scanner, I will give that about a 4 out of 5. And because the color, you know, the interface is so beautiful, if I could take some of the features of those two and combine them into one, I would have the perfect app. So you stay tuned. We might be able to work on something like that. Take care, guys.